Hi friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am walking you through the design process for days 10 and 11, which is today. And I also have the process available for days 6 and 7 as well. If you want to skip ahead to the scrapbook process, you want to head to the 6-minute mark, and that's where I will be doing the scrapbook process. Or you can stay right here and watch me design the pages for days 10 and 11. So for days 10 and 11, one day is actually about having my nails done, so that will be day 10. Day 11, which is today, is actually going to be about the Christmas lights around town. There was going to be a Christmas parade, but I found out it has actually been postponed. So that is going to be part of this story as well. And I have a screenshot of the message saying that this event has been postponed, which will be included. And then there will be some pictures of the lights around town as well. So we decided, because the parade has been canceled, we're just going to check out the lights around town, maybe snap some pictures, and call it an evening. Have a hot chocolate while we're driving around. Something like that. So for day 10, I split the page in half, top and bottom. And on the top half, I have a snowflake arrow overlay. It's actually a snowflake, but to me it also looks like arrows as well, pointing to the off center. Where those arrows meet, I clustered a snowflake, my circular snowflake, and then the day number, as well as my little sticker or phrase or whatever it is that's going to go over top of the number 10. Right now I'm playing in the bottom right hand corner, just trying to figure out what I want to do with this spot. It's actually going to be reserved for journaling, and the spot next to it on the bottom left is actually for my photo. So I ended up skipping the scallop border, and here I was kind of toying around with doing like a half circle for the bottom. I didn't like that either so much, so I scrapped it all and I'm just leaving it for the journaling. I may do, I don't know, something different in the background there, maybe some embossing or doodling again, or maybe even some stamping just in a really light color so it doesn't detract from what's on top of it. For day 11, the next page, I decided to make this page into a pocket again. Like I said, we were going to be doing the Christmas parade tonight, but that's been canceled. I do have a picture of it, but I plan on including a couple of pictures of the lights and the decorations on houses around town. So I figured the easiest way to do that, because it actually hasn't happened yet and I don't have pictures, is to create a pocket. And what I decided to do with each of the pictures as well is actually mat them on tags. And I'm going to be looking that up right now, I think. No, I looked for hot chocolate first. I scrapped that idea too, but I thought I'd leave that in here because I really liked the idea of adding some sort of phrase saying something about hot cocoa or hot chocolate please, or something along those lines. But I think instead I'm just going to stamp that phrase somewhere on the pocket. Here I'm looking for different tags because my plan for the pictures is to add tags to each of them. And on the flip side of those tags, I'm going to add a little bit of journaling about each of the pictures that's inside the pocket. I also, in the very end, decided to add some journaling to the pocket as well. And I think it's just going to be a summary of what the pictures are all about and not very detailed. So I chose red, green, and gray, or like silver, for the tags. Some of them do have images on them, but what I'm going to do when I actually create this page is flip the tags over so you'll see the images that are on them underneath the journaling, if that makes sense. I'm also leaving myself a note here just to say that I'm thinking about adding some embossing to the pocket as well. And you notice that it had flipped upside down. I just left that in there to show you how I fixed it as well, because sometimes while you're designing, mistakes happen. And I thought it might be helpful for somebody to know how to fix that. And all I did was choose the flip button to change the orientation of that little note. I will erase the note in the end. So if anybody wants to use these files to create their own December daily album, there is an extra mess in there that they need to deal with. So now I am working on putting together days 6 and 7 in my album. For day 6, I was inspired to recreate like a Nordic pattern, and I found this image in my Cricut, in the Cricut library, image library. When I typed in Nordic, of all things, that did show up, which I thought was really, really cool. Now, first, I cut it from white cardstock and was going to mat colored pattern paper behind it. I had pattern paper pulled out, and after I got it cut, I was like, why did I cut it from white paper when I should have done it from red or something and mat white paper behind it? So to fix that, it was really simple. I took my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers and actually colored the borders in with red and matted it behind white scrap paper that I had in my stash. This paper I am hoarding. I absolutely love it. It's hard to see in the video right now, but the paper that I used to mat behind the die cut images are actually, it's white pattern paper with little bitty black hearts on it. And I just love it. It's so sweet. And it works really well with the whole Nordic theme that I was going for on this particular page. I also wanted to find something that reminded me of knitted things because days 6 and 7 are, first of all, is about Starbucks, I believe. And then day 7 is about toques that my mom had made for myself and the girls. There's actually one in the works for my husband now as well. And after she got the toque done and we got them and we tried them on, I decided I wanted mittens to go along with it. So I just got a text from my mom and she asked me to get my hand measurements. So yay, I'm getting mittens too. So this is day 6. And I've got my day number adhered. I'm just working on the little phrase sticker thing that goes over top of the number. I decided to stamp "Please deliver to" from a Heidi Swapp stamp set that I have that came from a Paper Issues scrapbooking kit last year, I think. And I thought it was perfect because this story is about Starbucks and I thought it was just fitting for the whole story. Now I'm working on day 7. I made the knit overlay. It's not actually knit, but that's what I call it. This particular overlay more narrow than the first page. And my plan is on the right hand side of page 7 to add 2 3x4 photos, one on top of each other, and use a flip flap for either more pictures or journaling or even recreating another like scene, die cut scene to go on it. I decided that I wanted to add some diamond stickles to this snowflake border that I cut as well. It's going to go along the, I guess, inside edge of the knit die cut, just to add a little bit of interest and bling to the page, other than where the day number is going to go and the little tabs that I cut as well. I'm going to layer those all together in the top right hand of the flip flap. I'm just trying to figure out the orientation right now where I should stick it. I realized after I got it stuck down that maybe having it on that side is not the best idea. It won't be too hard to pull it off the plastic cover that it's on for the flip flop. If I need to, I can move it to the inside and then it shouldn't have any issue getting caught when you're trying to open the flip flap, or there won't be any mishaps is what I'm trying to say. So now I'm just trying to figure out what to stamp on the tab, the smaller of the tabs. I knew that I wanted to stamp something. I didn't want to add a sticker. And so I rated my close to my heart stamps. The Heidi Swapp stamp that I used earlier the phrases were too big for this little tab. But I found a stamp of the month. It is also retired from Close to My Heart, but one of the stamps of the month is just full of different phrases. And the phrase that I pulled out of this one says, "From me to you," which I thought worked really well for the theme of this story about my mom making my girls and I toques. And they're not Christmas presents. I mean, they could have been, but they're not. And it's as if she's saying to us, "Here, this is to you from me," sort of thing. So I thought it worked. I just stamped it in black ink, which is Close to My Heart ink as well. And I'm just going to adhere the number 7 with some liquid glue. I'm going to add the journaling next, and that's going to go on the piece of paper that is inside the flip flap right now. It'll be on the top, so it'll be facing you when it's tucked securely inside that flip flap. Of course, I need to use my stamp mat for that because it's got the grid on it and all the lines, and it helps me keep my lines all straight. And I'm just using my pencil and straight edge ruler to make those lines. I'm going to cut some of it out because it's pretty boring to watch. We all know how to do it. Once that's done, I'll get my journaling down, and then I'll go back with my journaling pen to make those marks as well. I am off camera inking all the edges of my white papers as well, like the base pages and then the little inserts like the one that I'm working on right now, just to add some depth to it and a little bit more interest as well. I'm not adding or including that in the video just because you've seen it once before already, and I don't want to do too much of the same thing. I'm pretty well done these pages right now. I'm just going to add some pearls, which are close to my heart, to these Nordic patterns that I've cut. And then I'm going to add a few more just to the number 6, the title mat, I guess you want to call it. Trying to keep with the odd number of things because it's so pleasing to the eye. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope this inspired you. I hope you enjoyed the series that I'm working on right now. It will probably continue into January, just because days that my husband is home from work, I tend not to scrapbook. So this may take longer than the typical December daily scrapbookers. I have still shots, which you can see right now. Feel free to stay till the end, and I will be back again tomorrow with more December daily inspiration for you. Thanks for joining me. Bye, guys.